Hello guys, and finally the protests are growing inside Russia. Even their totally apolitical population is fed up with the problems that keep amassing because of the Kremlin's economic mismanagement and, of course, the failed blitzkrieg. These people do not stand against the war or conscription, but they are very angry because they literally do not have salaries for months, or they might need to pay a lot of money for used foreign cars. The Kremlin needs to hide this huge hole in their budget and decided to enlarge the so-called vehicle recycling fee tremendously. And many people depend on these used foreign cars in Russia because Russian cars do not run well, same as literally everything in this rusty, dying empire. So let's discuss how this protest tell us more about the problems inside Russia caused by the war. My name is Anna, I'm from Ukraine, I'm in Ukraine, and if you want to see the defeat and demilitarization of Russia that has already started, subscribe and share these videos to spread the truth. That's important. Let's begin with this one more fee that the Kremlin decided to impose, and all because of serious problems with the budget. It is empty and the expenses are growing. No matter how hard the Kremlin tries to explain it's necessary, people who literally feel how money are disappearing from their pockets go out on protest. So another fee, together with the enlarged VAT for lots of entrepreneurs that actually believe their businesses will end in 2026. So this another fee is the vehicle recycling fee. Many countries have it, like all of us have it, but the size differs. And in Russia, they decided to enlarge it seriously, so seriously that thousands of drivers went on protest. And that is in Russia, where people are terrified with the very word protest. The largest meetings of people were in the Far East of the Russian Federation and in Siberia. First of all, because these regions do not earn that much as Moscow and St. Petersburg, and second, because they are largely dependent on these foreign cars. Many actually bring them, for example, from Japan or China, where the quality of the cars is way better than the Russian ones. Another reminder that this is a paper tiger. Apart from their gas and oil, the Kremlin has nothing to offer to this world. No cars, no computers, no mobile phones, nothing. So people were buying these cars and using them in their families, in their businesses, and now they may need to pay a lot. And with income constantly dropping, with stagflation that we observe, this may lead to a lot of bankruptcies, if it's possible to say so, about small households. So, because of this protest, the Kremlin actually decided to postpone the implementation of this enlarged recycling fee from the 1st of November to the 1st of December. But I'm not sure this will change anything seriously because they will need to pay it anyway. What the Kremlin observes right now is that hundreds and thousands of people are trying to buy these cars right now outside Russia. It's difficult with the diplomatic isolation of this war criminal country. But anyway, people are buying like crazy, again, because they don't want to be dependent on the Russian cars. A used foreign car is way better than a new Russian car. Please remember this when someone tells you that Russia is a strong country that cannot be defeated. The process of its defeat has already successfully started. And to tell you the truth, with each day we expose more and more of their military and economic vulnerabilities. Like, they are unable to produce anything inside their country. They are unable to substitute important for their aviation parts or to produce cars that Russians could buy instead of more expensive foreign ones. Another very interesting demonstration of Putin's problems are the protests in Ulyanovsk. Yes, the city is named after Vladimir Ulyanov or Vladimir Lenin, the communist leader of the Soviet Union, which here Russia considers itself and do treat it as a country of this Frankenstein mixture of regimes and ideologies, fascism, communism, all together, like a kaleidoscope of shit. I'm sorry. Anyway, in Ulyanovsk, there is a nuclear research facility, something connected with the tools and instruments that Putin actually needs for his blackmail. And you know, this closed cycle facilities, they are usually located far away from any settlement so that people can secretly work on what they need. And usually they are promised a higher than ordinary level of comfort. They were promised transportation, hot lunches, and of course, a lot of money. But for months, they do not receive a salary at all. What is worse, they are not given transportation and they have to invent the ways how to reach that facility. And they don't have hot lunches. Just imagine, like, no food, no transportation, and no salaries. And that is when Putin needs this research to keep threatening the world with burevestniks, you know, with oreshniks. And I'm sure you remember that recently we discussed another problem with Russia's largest spaceport, Cosmodrome Vostochny, where the power was cut off because of the debts. So what do we have? Secret nuclear research facility, no money for salaries and even hot lunches or transportation for the workers. The largest Russia's spaceport, no electricity because of the debts. And you still consider Russia a strong country? Why is it so? Why do people still believe this Cold War propaganda crap? That's insane, and one more reason why I beg you to share these videos, to spread the truth and to open people's eyes. Because, you know, having this totally wrong imagination of what modern Russia is influences people's decisions, people's feelings, even people's anxiety. Spread the truth and do watch a new video on Anna Danilchuk channel where we speak about people who were Putin's closest friends like Lavrov, Kozak, Shoigu and even Prigozhin, but keep falling out either of this circle or literally of the windows. You know, that's a national tradition in Russia, to fall out of the window in case of some problems or when Putin needs to blame you for the failures of the Russian Federation. So do subscribe to Anna Danilchuk and also follow me on Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, Discord and X. All the links you will find in the description of this video, same as the link to our merch shop with lots of beautiful products that also turn you into the ambassadors of Ukraine, reminding people about our fight and the need to defeat Russia. And thank you so much for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons and sponsors of the channels and helping me speak more. I value that a lot, so lots of gratitude, hugs and love from Ukraine. United we stand. Slava Ukraini!